Angle between two lines, exercise part 1. So in this video, what we are going to learn is basically we are going to recall the concepts, like what was the formula for finding the angles in between two lines, and what are the conditions for two lines to be parallel and perpendicular as well. And before entering to the main exercise part, we will in this video we will try to develop the basics. Okay, we will try to develop our base, so that while solving the advanced questions or difficult questions, basically there shouldn't be anything that we don't know, right? We will build up all the basics, we will develop all the base that is needed to solve the questions from these chapters, which is angle between the two lines. Okay, so let us just start recalling it, otherwise the video will be too long. So let us keep it short. Just let us get started. The first one, what was the condition? How to calculate, first thing first, how to calculate the angle in between the two lines. So whenever two lines are given to you, for example, let us suppose y is equals to m1x and y is equals to m2x. Okay, whenever these two lines are given to you, how will you find the equation angle in between them? So in our previous videos we have already derived the formula for this, that is tan theta is equals to plus minus m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2. Let us just recall the formula for now, but I will teach you how to use this formula in next video. Okay, let us just recall whatever the thing that we have learned in our previous videos. I'm just doing that, not that hard. Okay, this was the formula for finding the angle in between the lines. Okay, and in second what we learned was the condition for perpendicularity and parallelism, right? Condition for perpendicularity, or simply perpendicular, will not make that much of a difference. And number 3 is condition for parallelism. Okay, condition for parallelism. Okay, so here we go. Whenever two lines is given, okay, two lines or points or angle between the lines, whatever is given, the condition for perpendicular is we have to calculate. Okay, first thing is we have to calculate the slope m1, or the slope of from first equation, or from the given condition. There might always there sometimes the equation will be given to you, sometimes points will be given to you, sometimes angles in between the lines will be given to you. So it depends, right? It depends how to calculate the slope. I will not say just the equation, because there might be a different scenarios for different questions. If angle is given, then the process for finding slope is different. If line equations is given, then the process of finding slope is different, right? If points is given, then it is different. I will explain everything in a later. Okay, in this video you don't have to worry for the next video. In this video I will tell you everything, how to find slope for different cases. But yes, for whatever the condition is given, we always have to slope that is fixed. Okay, no matter equation, points, angles, you have to find the slope first, and that is fixed. Okay, so after finding slope m1 and slope m2, slope m1 from the equation 1 and slope m2 from the equation 2. Okay, slope m2 from the equation 2. If we see, like, whenever you multiply these two slopes, okay, whenever you multiply these two slopes, if you get your final answer that equals to -1, then we can say that yes, the given equations are perpendicular to each other. We can easily say, because we can see that the product of their slopes is equals to -1. Okay, and for parallelism is same as perpendicular. We have to find the slope m1 by whatever mean necessary. Okay, by whatever condition that we have to follow, we have to find the slope m1 from equation 1. Okay, or from the given points or from the given angle, you have to find slope m1, and you have to find a slope m2 in the same manner. If you see that the slope m1 and m2 are equal, if the values of slope and m1 and slope m2 is equal, then we can say yes, the given lines, two lines are parallel to each other. Okay, So these were the basic things that we read in our previous videos. And uh, okay, now let us talk about slope. Okay, slope, this word is very important. From class 9 you might be hearing this word slope. It might be a nightmare for some students as well, because understanding math is a different thing and solving math is a different part. Okay, so whoever solve math doesn't mean that they understand math. I guess understanding and solving is a very different part. So let us see slope, and what is slope and how to calculate slope. If I start to explain what is slope, the video surely will get lengthy and you guys will not see it, and it will be a loss for me. Okay, what I will do is I will just simply start to how to find the slope. Okay, on various conditions. The first condition that will be finding slope is whenever the equation is given. Okay, whenever the equation is given. Okay, let us see that equation. And while talking about equation also, there will be two different ways that you can use to find the slope. For example, let us see if I have equation 2y plus 4x equals to 8. Okay, I have one method that you learned in class 9, that is slope intercept form, y is equals to mx plus c. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to convert this equation okay, into this format, so that I can easily make a comparison in between these two equations. Okay, so in here you can see, like in left hand side there is y alone and the other terms is in right hand side, right? So let us do the same part. Let us arrange the y in the left hand side and take all the other terms, remaining terms, into the right hand side. So here it is 8 already, so I will just write 8, and I will take this 4x to the right hand side, so it would become negative 4x, as it was plus 4x in the left hand side, right? So while going to the other side it will become negative, simple as that. Now see, here you can see that there is nothing with y, right? There is nothing linked with y, but here we can see here it is 2. So that means what? We are going to eliminate this 2. How? By taking this 2 to the other side in form of division, because it is in multiplication, so while going it will be in division. That is very obvious part, right? Y is equals to negative 8 minus 4x divide by 2. Again see here, mx plus c, these two terms are separate, right? They don't have any common denominator like that. So what we are going to do here, again we are going to separate these two terms as well. Okay, these two terms we are going to separate them as well. So let us see, this 2 is the denominator of 8 and the denominator of 4x as well, because it is the common denominator, right? So now you can see here, y is equals to 8 divided by 2 equals to 4, and negative times 2 times of 2 is 4, 2x, right? Let us put this 2x in front. Y is equals to negative 2x plus 4. Now see, here comes the confusion part. Okay, leaving the talented ones. Okay, see, I have taken this 2x in front, but I have kept the sign negative. Okay, many of you might have confused, like while shifting the position of terms, the sign will change. That is very wrong. Okay, while shifting the position, sign will only change if you are shifting the term throughout the equal sign. Like if I'm changing this 2x to the left hand side and the right hand side, if I am crossing this equal sign breeze, okay, if I am crossing this, then only the sign will change. Otherwise, if you are just alternating the terms, if you are just rearranging the terms, then you don't have to change the sign at all. Okay, now let us see. Okay, finally this equation is in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. If I simply write y equals to mx plus c, here you can see in place of m, what I have got here is negative 2, right? M is equals to negative 2. Simply you can write m is equals to negative 2. This is our slope. Okay, this is our slope. This is how we find the slope whenever the equation is given, by using slope intercept form. The second method, before I have already told you there are two methods. This one was the one by using slope intercept form. Now the second one, that is option number B, is, see, whenever the equation is given, the same equation, let us consider that one, 2y plus 4x equals to 8. Let us consider it as an equation 1. Now, okay, now see, for finding the slope, okay, slope m1 is negative of x coefficient, negative of x coefficient by y coefficient. And by saying coefficient, what does it mean? Coefficient means the number other than the x itself, okay, whatever present here other than x, that will be considered as the coefficient of x, okay. Here other than x, what is there? There is plus 4, right? There is plus, you have to take the sign in consideration as well, otherwise you will be doing mistakes, okay. See, negative x coefficient means how much? Leaving the x part, what is remaining? Plus 4. So this negative, formula's negative will remain as it is, and here it will remain plus 4. Whenever there is plus, you don't have to write plus basically, because it is a very common part, okay. You don't have to write this plus. And for the y coefficient, see, for the y coefficient as well, other than the y itself, what is there? 2, right? Other than y itself, what is there? 2. So I will simply write 2. Negative 4 minus times of 4 is negative 4 by 2, that will be equals to negative of 2, right? Are you getting my point? See, slope is negative 2. Our slope previously was also negative 2, now it is also negative 2. So this is how you find this slope whenever the equation is given, by simply dividing the negative of x coefficient by y coefficient. But here is the trick. What you have to think before applying this formula. Okay, this is the formula. You can memorize it as a formula as well. So now see, the basic part you have to think before solving it is x and y. These both terms should be in one side. Either these two, both x and y can be in left or in right, but both terms should be in one side, okay. Otherwise your answer would be mistakes, okay. You will be calculating the wrong answers. So you have to keep that thing in mind. And also see, if I have a negative, the same question, I'm just making a slight changes. If I have, instead of plus 4x, if I had negative 4x plus 2y equals to 8, okay, how would I have calculated the slope? Here the formula is same, the pattern is same. Slope m1 is equals to negative of x coefficient, negative of x coefficient upon y coefficient, okay. Now here see, other than the x itself, x coefficient means same, other than the x itself, what is there? Negative 4 is linked with x, right? So this formula, the formula's negative sign will remain as it is. This one negative, okay, this negative sign will remain as it is. And for the x coefficient part, we will just write negative 4, okay. Don't just forget about this minus, you have to put this minus as well. So negative and the negative 4 as a coefficient. Now let's see what is the y coefficient over here, and y coefficient is plus 2. So plus 2, I don't have to write plus, so I will simply just write 2. Negative times of negative is, while you multiply this negative and negative, you will get how much? Plus 4 divided by 2, that equals to 2. See, while negative terms, you have to keep things in mind, okay. You have to put the sign as well, while writing the coefficient. Many of them do this mistakes, okay. So think that before writing, and you are all ready to go. Now this was the one method. When equation is given, this is how we find the slope. Whatever you feel easy, you can solve. Either you use this method or you use this method, that is totally upon you. Whichever you feel easy, you can use that one, okay. Now let us move to the other part. Whenever 2 points are given, previously what was given? Equation was given, right? And while whenever the equation is given, we know how to find. Now let us see, what if 2 points are given, okay, 2 points given. And by saying this, what does it mean is, see, while solving question, many of the times you will come across the question which will state the question as, find the slope of the line joining the points 2, 3 and 4, 2 like this. Okay, you will be seeing this question very often while solving the exercise of this chapter. So see, we have to find the slopes of the line that joining the points 2 comma 3 and 4 comma 2. Basically 2 points are given here, right? 2 points, the first one and second one. So how we will find the slope? Simply given, we will just write the 2 comma 3 and we will designate it as x1 y1, and 4 comma 2, for 4 comma 2 I will just designate it by x2 y2. And for finding the slope, okay, and for finding the slope m1, or simply just let us just write m for this part. Okay, m is equals to, this is the formula that we have to memorize it. Okay, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Whenever the formula, whenever the 2 points are given, you have to use this formula. Okay, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Now let us see in terms of y2 what is given to us is, in terms of y2 what we have 2, right? Just see the corresponding values. For 2 we have y2, for 4 we have x2, right? So y2 I will just put 2 and in negative of minus in plus of y1 what is there, 3. So I will just write 3 by, and x2 means how much? X2 means 4, and the corresponding value for x1 is 2. So I will just put 2. I think this is quite difficult to see, right? Yellow color on white. So 2 minus 3 is negative 1 and 4 minus 2 is 2. So this is the final thing that we can do. We cannot divide, and don't put your slope in points. Okay, you don't have to put the slope in decimal values, just put in fraction and it will be okay. So whenever the 2 points are given, you will be using this formula and solve the equation. Okay, find the slope. And number 3 is whenever the angle is given. Okay, whenever the angle is given, how we will be solving? Okay, suppose I have an angle. Suppose this is the line 1, this is the line 1, and there is another line, line 2 is given like this. Okay, this is suppose this is L1 and this is line 2, and if the angle between them is given 45 degree, then how am I going to find this slope? So here it is the easiest one. So whenever the angle is given, we can simply calculate the value by finding the corresponding values for tan. That is, if 45 is given, then we have to calculate it as tan 45, which will be equals to 1, right? So in basic terms, tan 45 means theta. Let us suppose this is an angle theta. If 45 was not given, then here it would be theta. So whenever the angle is given, you will simply just put the use the formula tan theta. Whatever angle is given, just put in place of theta, and you have the calculator already with yourself, right? So you can just calculate it. If 30 is given, just calculate tan 30. If 60 degree is given, then just write tan 60 degree, and you are ready to go. Now whenever the angle is given, so this was the method, right? Tan theta. Now here comes the fourth part. Whenever intercept is given, okay, whenever the intercept is given, y-intercept and x-intercept, okay, intercepts are given, then you can simply just calculate slope by dividing y-intercept by x-intercept. Okay, y-intercept by x-intercept. So these were the formula that how we can calculate these slopes. Okay, so guys, before learning, before jumping to the exercise, please, my humble request to everyone, what you have to do is you have to know the basics. So that means, by saying this, I mean you have to understand the formula, you have to know the conditions, you have to know how to calculate the slopes whenever whichever the condition is given. If in question it is saying equation, it is given equation, then you should be use the formula minus x coefficient upon y coefficient, right? And if angle is given, you should be able to calculate slope by using tan theta, right? And if intercept is given, y by x. Okay, and if points are given, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Unless you know all these basics, there is no point in jumping to the exercise, because you will not understand anything, whatever exercise I do, whatever question I do. And that is the main problem, guys. That is the main problem. You will see numbers of videos, you will take home tuitions, you will copy from your friends, you will try to learn from everywhere, but you can't. Why? Because you don't know the basics. Okay, so understand the basic first, memorize it, remember the condition, where to use those things. Then once you are all set, only jump to the exercise. Okay, and if there is any confusion, just drop your questions in comment section. I will try to help it out. Okay, so yeah, in our next video we will be solving questions. Okay, so have a good day, evening, night, I don't know, whatever time you are saying this. So take the greetings as per your time. Okay, see ya.